Hello, brave writers. I wanted to chat to you a little bit about these elements that all stories need. And it's going to be in the emailer today, but I just wanted to elaborate a little bit about it because there's this word that we use in all literature and all storytelling, and this word is conflict. And sometimes it's difficult to get your head around it. So, what is conflict? Conflict is when things go wrong for your lead character. Very simply put, it's about things going wrong, not right. And one writer, I don't remember who, said, even if your character wants to make a cup of tea, the power must fail. So why do we need this in a novel? And the answer is we are reading a novel because we want to follow a hero on a journey. This hero's journey, I'm sure you've heard about it before, but it's really critical in storytelling. We as a reader want to follow a hero on a journey. We don't want to follow somebody who's going to sit in the corner and cry. No. We want to follow somebody who's going to rise up to life. And the first element of all stories and all heroes' journeys is we call it the call to action, which I've called the inciting incident or a catalyst. And it's the thing that's going to happen that's going to force your hero to change, to go on a journey. Because he has to go on a journey. That's why we're following him for the next 300 pages. So something has to happen in your book to call the hero to start an adventure. And that thing that happens sets your hero up with a goal. So, for example, I love to use the example of the Peter Mails A Good Year. The catalyst or the inciting incident for that book is the fact that this ruthless stockbroker uncle dies, and his uncle leaves him a house in Provence. For you and me, fantastic. For him, problem. He's in the middle of the biggest deal of his life. He cannot afford to leave his company, and yet he is required to fly to Provence and to tie up the paperwork. So we have a catalyst. Unwelcome and unwanted, which are the best catalysts. The story goal is set up. What's his story goal? Get rid of the property and get back to my trading floor as soon as possible. So we already have a story that's starting to emerge. We know what he wants and what he needs to do. But because the book is driven by conflict, what a plot demands is that almost everything possible is going to be put in his way to stop him achieving his story goal. And that is the nature of conflict. Conflict is taking our hero who started on his journey already, his call to action. There's no going back. He has to say yes. He has to step into this new world. And I'll talk about it in the next video. He's on the journey. So what are we going to put in his way to make this difficult? And a classic hero's journey, which is in by the Joseph Campbell or any of the classic structures of hero's journey, the middle of the book is driven by trials, tribulations, tests, allies, and enemies. So think about your hero and what's going to happen in the story to test them to their limits, to put obstacles in their way, to give them unpleasant surprises, unnecessary complications, unwanted elements. And the things that you're going to put in your story, which is what we call a plot, are going to be one of two things, and ideally both. They're going to be internal and external. So internal things are things like self-doubt, worry, anxiety. But the things I'm more interested in at the moment, in the beginning stages of your plotting, are the external. What are the external things, the actual things that are going to happen to your hero? Is he going to have a flat tire on his way to the meeting? Is he going to arrive late? Is the villain going to send him on a strange quest? There are so many things that can go wrong and must go wrong. So your task in plotting is to list these and put your hero on that collision course with himself.